Mommy, I want some milk.
Oh, sure, Angel. Come here. I'll give you a little something.
Recent shortages of various products have mostly just been inconvenient, but now there's a shortage of baby formula. There's a lot of questionable information out there, so here are 10 things you need to know about the baby formula shortage. Formula facts.
This flavor is baby formula.
The latest statistics indicate that about 25% of caregivers 30 years old and over use some type of formula to feed their babies. Teenagers use formulas at a much higher rate, which is about 57%. In California, the percentage who use formula is only about 10%. Arkansas and Alabama have two of the highest rates of caregivers opting to use formula at around 40 to 50%. Those who choose to feed their babies using formula became comfortable relying on the commercially available products because they are generally of high quality and were always available. Many may prefer a certain brand over another, or they may need a certain brand of formula based on the particular nutritional needs of their baby. Even caregivers with specific needs were able to get the products they wanted.
That's what we need, then yes.
The modern logistics and supply chain networks allowed people to get the products they needed on a reliable basis. Parents across America were caught off guard several months ago when they started seeing thinning and sometimes empty shelves when shopping for baby formula. The sudden scarcity led some people to overbuy, which only worsened the problem for other parents. The baby formula shortage is a problem that is likely going to linger, making things difficult for the foreseeable future. Formula for trouble.
Get in some trouble, we're there on a double.
Many of us were unaware just how precarious the global supply chain was until the pandemic-related shutdowns exposed its shortcomings. Not being able to get your favorite brand of coffee at the grocery store or waiting a few extra weeks for a dress to arrive from overseas are sometimes referred to as first-world problems. However, the alarming shortage of certain baby formulas in the United States cannot be taken lightly, and it seems the shortages were largely preventable. The supply chain was already strained when Abbott Laboratories closed its baby formula plant in February due to concerns about possible contaminated formula. Abbott is one of only a handful of companies that make most of the baby formula sold in America. According to one news report, 4 manufacturers make up nearly 90% of the market space. It's been several months now, so you have to start to wonder what's going on with the supply of baby formula.
I smell something fishy.
Apparently, the federal government is moving to help get Abbott's Michigan plant up and running sooner rather than later. In the meantime, Abbott has put out a statement that provided a toll-free number, 1-800-881-0876, so customers can call to request baby formula directly from the company on a case-by-case basis. Total recall.
We're going to be recalling all of that paper.
Products from cars to kale are subject to recalls all the time, but they usually aren't big stories unless they are directly related to injuries or deaths. The Food and Drug Administration expressed concerns about a possible bacterial outbreak at Abbott's Michigan plant. This led Abbott to voluntarily shut down the plant so it could investigate. Abbott decided to recall several brands of baby formula manufactured at the plant. The plant was shut down in February because the FDA asserted that at least 2 babies had died after consuming contaminated formula produced at the plant. The company has publicly pushed back against the government's allegations that the problem originated at the plant. Abbott contends that the babies' cases do not match up and that there is no evidence that actually points to the plant being the source of the contamination.
It's you! It's your fault!
Regardless of what the truth is, the plant has been closed for over 3 months, and this has shined a spotlight on the fact that it produces a significant percentage of all the baby formulas sold in America. The FDA does not seem to have had a plan to sustain the supply of baby formula after the shutdown. This would seem something that needed to be addressed knowing that it shut down the major formula producer in the country. Formula for cooperation.
We have to fight together!
Difficult times often lead to creative measures. One of the ways parents are dealing with the baby formula shortage is to form connections online and on social media to support one another. The cooperative efforts these folks are making are one of the things you need to know about the baby formula shortage. Information about stores and internet sites where they can potentially find baby formula is collected and shared. This kind of help is especially helpful if a baby is in need of a specialty formula because of unique nutritional requirements. Groups on Facebook and other social media platforms offer support, information, and even alternatives to commercial baby formula. Some of these groups post homemade formula recipes, but DIY formula recipes can be a controversial topic.
Because it's stupid and dangerous.
Many doctors and other healthcare professionals have expressed skepticism, and some have even warned about serious health dangers associated with homemade formulas. The ongoing baby formula shortage has few silver linings, but perhaps one positive note is that communities have been formed on social media to help everyone navigate this difficult time. Social media is often rightly criticized for the negativity and triviality it encourages, so it's good to see the platforms being put to a good use for a change. Supply and demand.
Exactly. Supply and demand, my friend.
A report put out by the Department of Agriculture states the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, WIC, is the major purchaser of infant formula in the United States. No one wants any American babies to go hungry, but if the government is going to put itself in the position of stockpiling baby formula, then it seems like it should have the responsibility to step up when the store shelves start to go bare. There are some questions that still haven't been answered about the program, such as how much baby formula does the U.S. government currently have stacked on pallets in warehouses? Many people were probably surprised when they saw the photographs of pallets of baby formula sitting at the southern border while parents were dealing with a baby formula shortage.
Why?
The government admits that it buys a lot of baby formula, so it has to do a much better job of helping to get it to the people when there is the kind of shortage parents are experiencing. The government pressured the Michigan processing plant to shut down, so that means the government is on the hook to help solve the problem as quickly as possible. It makes no sense to have pallets of baby formula sitting in a warehouse in Texas or any place else when there are those scrambling right now to find formula to feed their kids. Red tape.
So much red tape.
The Biden administration has stated that it is working to allow baby formula that was to be exported to other countries to remain in America to be sold to anxious parents. This plan can help boost supplies a little bit in the short term, but more could be done. The Food and Drug Administration and Abbott have supposedly reached an agreement that would allow the Michigan plant to reopen soon. However, the company has stated that it expects there to be as much as a 6 to 8 week lag time after the plant resumes production to the baby formula reaching the store shelves. Currently, there are tariffs on imported baby formula, and this has kept the supply of foreign-made products smaller than it would have otherwise been. In 2021, the FDA blocked supplies of formula from Germany because of labeling issues that apparently have nothing to do with product safety. The government needs to get out of the way and let people buy the baby formula they want, whether it's made in America or Germany.
It's up to us. To us.
The Biden administration decided to invoke the Defense Production Act, which is intended to make it easier for plants to produce more formula. It has also announced Operation Fly Formula that will use military planes to transport baby formula to America from other countries. Government red tape is always annoying, but now it's causing serious problems, and it's contributing to the baby formula shortage. Alternate sources.
I might have a solution.
Most baby formula used by American parents is made in American plants, but there are some imported baby formulas that are made in Europe and Canada. The Food and Drug Administration and other government agencies have discouraged parents from buying foreign-made baby formula. According to the government, these foreign formulas often don't meet FDA regulations. However, these compliance failures often boil down to paperwork and labeling issues, and usually have nothing to do with health and and safety concerns.
You didn't file your paperwork last night.
This is an important point because parents shouldn't have to worry about the safety of domestic or imported formulas when all the evidence shows they are safe. It's probably past time for the FDA to focus on more pressing problems than baby formula labels. Importing more formula from Canada and Europe could be part of a long-term strategy to prevent shortages in the future. On the other hand, there is no good reason why American companies shouldn't be able to produce enough baby formula to supply the population. The supply chain challenges partially brought on by the shutdowns certainly had a serious impact, but the government and the private secret seem to move much too slowly to try to correct the problem. DIY.
It's homemade.
You can find pretty much anything on the internet these days, and you can find many recipes for homemade baby formula. Do-it-yourself baby formula is controversial in some quarters, including with many pediatricians. The Food and Drug Administration's position is that parents should not make their own baby formula. Government officials and many doctors seem to be concerned that the homemade formulas won't contain enough fat, calories, and other vital nutrients to ensure proper nutrition. The recipes found online for homemade formula usually include the following ingredients: whole milk, some recipes call for raw milk, cream, lactose, whey, sunflower oil, coconut oil, and filtered water. These recipes remind potential users to include the full fat ingredients and use the highest quality ingredients available.
Only use quality ingredients.
Some of the people who post homemade formula recipes insist that their recipes are actually the healthier option, but this is a decision that parents have to make for themselves. There are a lot of variations possible within the basic recipes, such as adding particular ingredients to satisfy a baby's unique nutritional needs. Like many things you see on the internet, parents need to be vigilant and perform the due diligence to ensure that the do-it-yourself recipes are safe and provide the proper nutrition. The social media formula.
Don't believe everything you read on Wikipedia.
Many caregivers have turned to social media for help as they seek advice and information about how to get enough formula to feed their babies. As helpful as social media can be to those looking for answers, it can also muddy the waters and leave people wondering what the truth is. For example, there's a story making the rounds on social media that accuses billionaire Bill Gates of causing the baby formula shortage. The theory argues that Gates caused the shortage to benefit his investment in a company that produces breast milk in a laboratory. According to the company, its product is still 3 to 5 years away from market. Conspiracy theories gain currency when people feel like the mundane explanations are inadequate. Another controversy fueled by the baby formula shortage that has sprung up on social media involves the current abortion issues in the country. Some people would probably argue the connection is tenuous at best.
It's all connected. Shut up.
However, others on social media are making the argument that everyone should have unfettered access to abortion because if more babies are born, the baby formula shortages will only get worse. Some parents should probably focus on getting their babies enough nutrition and lay off the social media for a while. Supply chain.
I believe we can correct the supply chain issue.
Anyone who's been shopping during the last 2 years is well aware of the ongoing supply chain issues America and most of the world have been experiencing to various degrees. Unfortunately, it's a complicated problem with many facets and few easy fixes. The supply chain was put under unprecedented strain during the pandemic. Businesses, factories, and plants were shut down for various amounts of time, but demand for many products went up as people scrambled to adjust to the shutdowns and spent weeks and then months mostly at home. America has a shortage of tens of thousands of truck drivers, and since most goods are delivered to stores by truck, it's no surprise many items, including baby formula, have experienced shortages. The economy relies on a global supply chain, and this is supposed to facilitate the flow of relatively inexpensive goods from all corners of the globe.
We are doomed.
However, baby formula doesn't seem to have benefited much from this because getting formula from Europe, for instance, hasn't always been easy. The current administration is working to correct some of these supply chain issues, but there is no magic wand to wave, so it will take time to get things back to normal. This is an important thing to consider, and one of the things you need to know about the baby formula shortage. Stick around, leave a comment, tap or click on another great video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.